Wow. I am just stunned that tonight, that looks weird. Let me fix. Maybe not. That made it worse. Just ignore that, people. I'm stunned, absolutely stunned, that this is the final Sunday Night Live of 2018. Hi, Brooke. Mwah, welcome. We're just getting started. And I'm just reminiscing about how fast the year 2018 went. It really does seem like only yesterday. Shelly, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Hi. Yeah, 2018. How about for you guys? Did it go fast? Thumbs up that it went flying by. Missy, hi and welcome. Gosh, I'm so glad people are jumping on as we get ready to start the final Sunday Night Live of 2018, talking about one of my favorite topics, which is dreaming. So I don't know about you. Oh, love the thumbs up. I want to invite you, tag somebody that you know that would enjoy being inspired. That's what Sunday Night Live is all about. I want to give people something good that they can hold on to when they wake up on Monday morning so they can feel excited, motivated, have a little bit of wisdom that they can tuck in, and hopefully that will allow them to thrive in change. So I'm here to help you and anybody else that you think can benefit to thrive in change. Evelyn, I'm so glad you're here. Welcome. Gosh, we're coming up. It's right on the dot at 7, so we're going to get started. So, hello, everyone. Hi, Amy. Hi, Kevin. I'm so glad you are here. Welcome to Sunday Night Live. I am your hostess, Shannon LaBruyere, and I am alive and loving it. And tonight we are going to spend just a little bit of time talking about dreams. Polly, hi and welcome. Hi, Mike. I'm glad you're here. Oh, good. Oh, tagging some people. That's awesome. Thank you. All right. So we're going to talk a little bit about dreams. But before I do that, I want to tell you, first of all, Happy New Year. Tomorrow is the last day of 2018. And you know what? There are some really powerful things that are built in to the endings of things and also to the beginnings of things. And so I want to encourage you, if you haven't done it, to take a little bit of time to reflect on 2018. What worked well? What didn't you like? What are you going to hold on to when you move forward into the new year? What are you going to let go of because it didn't serve you well? It didn't help you. Yes, love those hearts. And feel free, put your comments in. Hit the hearts or the thumbs up or the laughing face if, you're laughing at my hair. This little thing here, it's going to drive me nuts. Anyway, I encourage you to reflect on 2018 on that last day. And I'm really looking forward to all of the people who are joining me for my New Year's Eve dream party tomorrow night. It starts at 8, and I can hardly wait to get with the folks who have committed to launching into 2019 with purpose and with passion. Bobby, hi, I'm so glad you're here. Michael Bobo, thank you so much for being here. All right, so with that, we're going to talk a little bit about dreaming. The first people I'm going to talk to are the people who are non-dreamers. So raise your hand mentally if you were a non-dreamer. Maybe you think it's stupid. Maybe you think it's a waste of time. I know I was in that camp. And I want to tell you a little bit about my history so that you can understand where I'm coming from. Because all of you non-dreamers out there, I can relate. Times were really tough for me growing up. Like the summer that I washed my clothes in the bathtub with shampoo because we didn't have electricity to run the washing machine, which didn't spin anyway because it was broken. And I didn't want to walk a mile to the party store to cash in the old pop bottles to buy the laundry soap because I needed that pop bottle money to buy cereal for my 5 siblings because otherwise we weren't going to eat. Times were that kind of tough. So I know what it's like to have things not work. And in my life, it seemed everything was a trade-off. There were plenty of times that we either had gas to run the furnace or electricity to run the lights, but we didn't have both. Always a trade-off. And so I got really, really good at trading off and choosing from a limited field, choosing the best that was available. For example, when I went to a store, I didn't look at what I liked. I didn't even think about what would I love to have. I went straight to the clearance rack. How many of you do that? Straight to the clearance rack. It didn't matter what store I was in. I was making a beeline for the clearance rack because I knew that that was the only place that I was going to be able to afford anything in that store. And it didn't matter how ugly it was. It didn't matter who wanted it or who didn't. If it was cheap, it was available, and I was going to make the best of it. When I was about 8 years old, my mom took me to the store. We went to Kmart, and I needed a new pair of shoes. And I knew in my heart that we did not have money for me to have shoes. And I also knew that I needed them. And so when we went into the store, I went right to the clearance section, and I found a pair of shoes. They were red and blue. They looked a lot like bowling shoes, except for they weren't bowling shoes. And they were on sale. Nice yellow tag on there, $3. And they were my size. And so I looked at those hideous bowling shoes that were the right price. And I decided, I can make that work. And I took those shoes to my mom, and she shook her head. Shannon, no, you don't want those shoes. I do want those shoes. I do want them. I do. I want them, Mom. I like them. And I convinced myself that they would work. They were the best available. And I wore red and blue bowling shoes for a whole school year. And people teased me about it, and I didn't care. I was making the best of it. I made it work. And I discovered that if I just acted confident enough, that nobody would question me. Samantha, I'm glad you're here. And thank you all for jumping on. It's so good. We're talking about dreams. And I'm talking a little bit about my history of dreaming, or actually, to be more accurate, my history of not dreaming. So I got really good at making the best of bad situations. To this day, I can go into a Salvation Army shop and I can buy an awesome outfit for $5 out the door. So I got some sweet skills in the midst of being poor. So I'm not saying that it was terrible that I learned to choose from best available. All I'm saying is that's all I knew. And so when I was graduating from high school, I didn't even know what I wanted to be. I didn't know what my future could be. I had no idea, because my future, as far as I was concerned, was on the clearance rack, and I didn't see anything there. My options were super limited, and it didn't mean anything to me when people said, Shannon, you have so much potential. It just didn't, because I didn't even know what potential was. Because potential isn't found on the clearance rack either. And I'm talking to some of you. Because you have spent your life taking the hand that was dealt, making the best of it, learning to make do, learning to be content, and telling yourself that being content is a good thing. And you know what? It is. It is good to be content. But it isn't worth selling all of your dreams and settling for what's available. There's a difference between being content where you're at and being stuck where you're at, being trapped where you're at, or being blinded by what's available. Because the clearance rack never has dreams. So if you grew up like I did, maybe you had financial challenges. Maybe you came from a situation where you were abused. Maybe you didn't have self-esteem. Maybe people told you that you were worthless. Maybe people told you that you were stupid or that you couldn't do it. And when you told them your dream, they said, that's ridiculous. Go get a job over on the assembly line. Maybe they poo-pooed your dream. I want you to know that you do not have to keep thinking small. You don't have to. And I can vouch for that because I thought so small for so long until one day somebody asked me, Shannon, do you ever dream? What do you dream of? I was like, I don't really have any dreams. I don't have any goals. I don't have anything that I want to accomplish. I'm kind of floating through life, and the opportunities that come my way, I'm taking them. And you know what? It's good to take advantage of the opportunities that are coming your way. But I didn't realize that I could create my future. I could create opportunities. You can create opportunities. But before any of that happens, you have to start exercising that dreaming muscle. If you are not a dreamer, if you think that is stupid, it's worthless, it's a waste of time, I want to tell you it is not. But you're not going to become a dreamer with great big goals overnight. You've got to exercise that muscle. What is that called when you don't use your muscles for a while and they start to shrink? I saw Bobby was on here. What is that word? You don't use your muscles, and then pretty soon you can't use them. Atrophy. It's atrophy. Your dreaming muscle will atrophy if you haven't used it. So just because you don't have a dream doesn't mean that you can't be a dreamer. And I want you to know that yes, Missy said it, atrophy. Thank you, Missy. You were born to be a dreamer. You were born to be a dreamer. You were created to dream because you were created by the divine creator. You were made in the image of the divine creator, the source of every dream, of every creative thought. You and I are created in his image. So if you have not been dreaming, I just want you to know it's okay to step out a little, start practicing some dream lifting, some weight lifting. See what it feels like to not always shop off the clearance rack. If you had all of the options in front of you, what would be your favorite? It's going to take you a little while to get to the bottom of that. I'll tell you what I discovered. At first, I had no dream. I had no opinions. I didn't care. Oh, whatever door opens, I'll walk through it. But when I started spending some time thinking, well, what do I love to do? Now, that's the first place to start. I want you to think about, if you don't have a dream, I want you to think about, where are you happiest? Where are you? What are you doing when you are happy and time is going by and you don't even realize exactly what's going on because you're just in the moment? What does that feel like? And I want you, coming up here the new year, spend some time exploring that, because that's where dreaming starts. Where are you happy? Where is your happy place? What makes you feel joy? Spend some time there and ask yourself the question, what would happen if I spent more time here? What would happen if I took this little seed of a dream and allowed it to get a few roots and grow, right? What would happen? That's my advice for the non-dreamers who are watching and listening right now. I want you to know I was among your ranks. And I know that just because I didn't have a dream didn't mean that it wasn't deep down in there. It just took a little bit of exploration. It took a little bit of tilling the soil. Pam, I'm so glad you're here. Samantha, thanks for jumping in. We're talking about dreaming. If you don't have a dream, I want you to be open to the possibility that you are like me and that you had one. You just didn't know what it was. That's my message for the non-dreamers as we get ready to launch into 2019. Give yourself permission to see, just maybe, if you have a dream. Now, the advice I promised. Oh, Pastor Cook, thank you. I'm so glad you love it. All right, now my advice for the people who have dreams. Don't go blabbing your dreams to everybody because everybody doesn't respect them. The first lesson I learned when I finally found my dream was that I couldn't tell the world. And if you've got a dream, I want you to know you do not have to tell the world. You don't have to give that precious, special, intimate gift from God to just anybody. Because I'll tell you what could happen. The first time I got a feel for my dream, I was so excited. I couldn't wait to tell somebody. And it just so happened that I was having a networking lunch with someone. And we sat down, we were having a one-to-one conversation. And this person asked me, so Shannon, what do you want to do for, your future? What's on your horizon? And I just told him my dream. And I want you to know my dream is amazing. It's huge. It's mind-boggling. It is way bigger than anything that I can conceive of me being able to do by myself. And I told him that dream, and I was so excited. And he looked at me, and he said, well, how are you going to make money doing that? It was like the balloon of my dream. All the air, all the excitement sucked out of it. And I learned a valuable lesson. My dream is valuable. It's precious. It is a gift from God. And it is valuable enough that I need to guard it with my life. And that's why I'm not sharing it on my Sunday Night Live feed, because I don't know who's going to watch this. I choose the people that I confide my dream in carefully. And as my dream grows, as your dream grows, you are going to find people come into your life that are going to want to know your dream and that deserve to know your dream. For those of you who are non-dreamers, when you find your dream, keep it safe, guard it, protect it, share it with people who are going to feed it, who are going to nurture it, who are going to fan the flames, not people who are going to dump the water on it and say, how are you going to do that? That's ridiculous. Going to the moon is ridiculous. I'm telling you, it's ridiculous. Nobody should be able to do that. And yet, people do. Have you ever been in an airplane? Mind blown. That should not be happening, right? It should not be happening. We should not be able to fly in an airplane. But somebody had a dream. I have a dream. You have a dream. Great things. People's lives changed. Culture shifting. Huge shifts in the way the people in our circle operate. We can have dreams that we're impacting our world. They're beautiful. They're valuable. Fan those flames and keep them safe. That's what I do with people. I share their dreams. I fan their dreams. I help them keep them safe. And I help them learn to not just dream, but put some action behind it so that those big ideas that we have actually get some legs on them and they actually come to pass. Not because we've been thinking about them, but because we've been thinking about them and acting on them. So that's my 2018 gift to you, the dreamers and the non-dreamers. What do you think? Oh, I love the heart. Thank you. I love you too. Thank you so much. Is it Colin? Yay, Colin, I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in to Sunday Night Live, for sharing, I don't know, my little bit of inspiration, allowing me to share parts of my life with you. I hope they help you. If they do, put that in the comments. I'd love to get to know you a little better. Thank you all for joining me, for watching. Thank you for the hearts and for the thumbs up. And for those of you who are going to join me tomorrow night for our New Year's Eve dream party, you are going to be transformed. It is going to be an amazing night. For those of you who are choosing to spend it with your family or with friends, I wish for you the same thing that I wish for the people that are spending it with me. I hope and I pray that your 2018 has given you gifts of wisdom and knowledge, and that you are able to take the good, leave the bad, and launch into 2019 with hope, with purpose, and with passion. With that, I'm going to wish you all good night. Mwah! I love you. Thank you, Carol, for your kind words. I'm so glad. My goal is to encourage people and lift them up. And I feel like that's a little piece of my dream. So you guys know a piece of it. I love you all. Thank you for joining, and I will see you next year. Bye.